Hello, beautiful people. Hello, soul family. How are you guys doing? I'm very excited to go on this Facebook Live with you today because the topic we are going to be discussing is your multi-dimensional Merkaba light body. So let's wait for a few people to join in and please join in, share in the chat where you're from, where you're dialing in from, which part of the world you're in, and we'll get started very soon. How are you guys feeling with these full moon energies? There's so many powerful astrological configurations happening in July. We just had a very powerful super full moon on July 3rd, and its energies can still be felt. Super full moons really supercharge us, and they're I believe super full moons are really an invitation to shed light because the moon is the symbol for shedding light on darkness. So the super full moon, usually what is a super full moon? It's basically a time when the moon is geographically closer to the earth and it's appearing larger in the sky. Its gravity can be felt more potently and it's also affecting us in a much more powerful way than the normal full moon. So how, let me know you guys who are joining, Nicole, Mario, welcome. Let me know you guys who are joining if you've been feeling these intense energies and how this past weekend the super full moon felt for you. Did you feel uplifted? Do you feel like you're drowning and overwhelmed, like it's too intense? I'm very interested to hear your experiences. So for myself, the super full moon felt like charged. It felt like I can now take command of my life. To be very honest, it's not always that way. I feel for me, for myself personally, the first 5 months of this year, from January till May, have been extremely excruciatingly painful. And I don't mean just like the emotional stuff that's going on, but also physical pain. I was going through a lot of physical pain, processing some back pain, and that's also related to some of the light body activations that my body is going through. So sometimes these ascension energies can really throw you off and ask us to surrender. And the message I received for my back pain was that I need to stop taking on the burden of others. And as soon as I processed that message, and as soon as I realized that my body has limitations, even though my spirit wants to go at 100 miles an hour, but my body has limitations. And if I don't honor the body, if I don't actually take time to rest, if I don't take time to breathe in between, if I don't nurture my body properly, if I don't work out, then my body's just gonna say, stop, I've had enough and I can't go on like this. And that's what happened to me. I was literally bedridden for 2 to 3 months and I was going through excruciating pain. But now, in the month of June, things started turning around when we went to Mount Shasta for the solstice, and the solstice energies were supercharged. And now, in the month of July and August, it's just seeming like all of the pain that we've been processing as a collective in the first 5 months of this year, all of that has embedded deep within our DNA because we were forced to look at all of our life's issues and see what we've been ignoring. And that's what the super full moon did for us as well. The super full moon that we just had on July 3rd was shedding light on all the aspects of our life where we have been not paying attention. For example, if you're struggling financially, do you have a financial plan? Or if you're having arguments in your house constantly, are you just going on in the same old cycles of arguing, or are you saying, let's fix this, let's bring more love, wisdom, and understanding into the equation? So that's what the super full moon is an invitation to. It's to transmute all the darkness, transmute all the patterns in our life that are not working for us, and transmute them into light. And this process, when we're really fully committed to examining our life and shedding light on our life, it brings us all the feelings that we've been avoiding. So, um, a lot of people are finding that there's no time to spend to rest and connect with our feelings, but that's exactly what we need to do right now. When things get so fast forwarded in life that we don't have time to process, we end up in a very kind of dangerous position where we're running, running, running. But because we haven't taken time to process all the feelings that we're feeling, we may be running out of alignment. We may be running in a direction that's no longer accurate for us or no longer aligned with our highest path. So it's very, very important, even if you have 100 things to do in your to-do list, but you feel like emotionally you're feeling burdened and you can't feel your inner wisdom, your inner truth, your inner guidance, then I strongly recommend go to bed early, or make other changes in your life, get some help, get some assistance, get a babysitter, get a cleaner. But even if you just have to spend an extra hour before bed just to sit with your feelings, that is going to align you with your higher self, and that's going to give you back your clarity. And this is something we're going to discuss in this video about the Merkaba, how to connect with our inner clarity. So before I move into the Merkaba, I also wanted to mention that we are entering into the very powerful portal of the Sirius Gateway starting from July 4th. So July 4th till August 8th, we are in the Sirius Gateway, which is the Lion's Gate portal. Lion's Gate portal occurs every year on August 8th, and what Lionsgate represents, Lionsgate represents the spiritual sun, which is the star system known as the Sirius star system. And the spiritual sun of Earth is Sirius B. And Sirius B is known as the spiritual sun of Earth because this is where our light bodies originated from. When humanity was still in the conception phases, we were still in the higher dimensions. Humanity had not been created yet. We were still in the blueprint phase. The blueprints of humanity, the whole human consciousness, were created in the star system of Sirius B. So in other words, you can say Sirius B are like our spiritual grandfathers. Pleiadians are our spiritual parents. Pleiadians are our parents because they contributed much of their genetic DNA to form the human body. So humans are an amalgamation of 22 different star races DNA. So we contain within us Pleiadian DNA, Sirian DNA, Andromedan DNA, Arcturian DNA, and so much more, like from 22 different races. And the reason the human race was created was to bring peace into this galaxy. And that's actually what we're achieving right now, although many don't see it. Um, there have been galactic wars taking place in our galaxy for eons of time. And these galactic wars have been between the benevolent extraterrestrial races, like the Pleiadians and the Sirians, Arcturians, Andromedans are mostly positive races. But then there's negative races like the Orions, the Dracos, the Reptilians, the Zetas, the Greys, and there's so many more. So these dark extraterrestrials are always on are on a scavenging hunt to take power away from others, and the light extraterrestrial races are just wanting to hold peace and live in a harmony with the laws of the universe. So because these galactic wars were going on for so many millions of years and nobody knew how to bring it to an end. So all the galactic elders combined their knowledge and wisdom, and they said, we're going to create the human race, and we're going to amalgamate all of the DNA of the universe, of the main species of the universe, and make them into one race. So they took the negative DNA as well as the positive DNA. So we have reptilian DNA within us, which many people consider negative because reptilians are a negative race. However, just because we have reptilian DNA within us doesn't make us a negative species. So this is a very important point to pay attention to. We may contain DNA from negative races as well as positive races, but that doesn't make us negative or positive. It just makes us a unique being. The negative or positive aspect of our existence or of our personality comes from our own choices. So now that the human race was created with 22 races DNA of negative and positive, what's happening is that humans were playing out the drama of the entire galaxy on Earth. So all of the wars, all of the suffering, all of the pain that we've processed in the past 25,000 years in our planet's history has all been like a reflection of what's been happening in the higher dimensions, because we're kind of like the mirror reflection of the galaxy. We're an amalgamation of all the galactic wars coming to their peak, and now the human race has processed. So think of Earth as not just a planet, but think of Earth as a central processing universe of this galaxy. So Earth is the planet where all the dimensions combine. So you may notice on Earth you see negative dimensions like hellish kind of existence. Like when you look at poverty, when you look at suffering, when you look at abuse, there's hell. There's existences like hell on Earth. But then if you look at people who are thriving, people um, who are in beautiful relationships, people who are able to manifest the life of their dreams, so that also exists. So Earth, in fact, is a meeting place of all the higher dimensions and all the lower dimensions. That's why the galactics call Earth as Planet Zero, because the whole purpose of creating this planet and humanity was to zero point all of the darkness and all of the light into mastery and neutrality. And this Lion's Gate, this is the portal we're walking through. We're walking through the portal of mastery. And what is this mastery? I'm going to talk about what is this mastery that we're walking through. On triple seven, on the 777 Stargate, which is 2 days for now, we're doing a very powerful online event called Merge with Your Higher Self. And you can find out the details at eldoraandsiman.love. But basically, what's happening right now on this 777 Stargate portal, and the reason that we held this higher self merger event is because many of us are at a point in our life where we are ready to graduate, where we are literally, we've fast forwarded so much in our lives over the last couple of years, have we not? We've processed so many lessons. We've seen so much happen. We've seen loved ones depart. We've seen friendships break up. We've seen our eyes becoming open to how much we didn't know was going on in this world. And we've had to assimilate all of these feelings and emotions. So it's like we're going through a very rapid, fast forward roller coaster right now, energetically. And this is all part of the design, because humanity is being guided through a process of ascension. So what happens is on August 8th, so the 777 Stargate portal is an invitation for us to graduate. And on this portal, we're going to guide people how to merge with their higher self so you can activate your higher wisdom. But on August 8th, 2023, we're going to have the peak of this Lionsgate portal. That's when the planet Sirius and our sun are in full alignment with the Earth. So if you look at the the star system Sirius, our sun, and planet Earth, they're all in one line. And this is also demarcated by the Sphinx in Egypt. The Sphinx is actually a structure. If you know that lion face structure that is in front of the pyramids, that's called the Sphinx. And the Sphinx was actually created by the Syrians. Some dated back to millions of years ago, although our mainstream scientists date it to like 7,000 years ago. But when you actually look at the weather corrosion data, it goes back millions of years ago. So it's ancient. It's an ancient structure that was built, and the Sphinx is pointed directly towards the position of the Sirius star system. So on August 8th, what happens is the Sirius star system rises in the sky just behind our sun, and this Sirius is a blue star. It sends us the energy of ascension. On every August 8th, it sends us a very potent ascension energy that goes into the Sphinx. And the Sphinx is geographically located over a certain intersection of nodes or grid ley lines of Earth, where the energy of Sirius is received, processed through all the inner portals that are designed. There are multi-dimensional light portals within the Sphinx. And then this Lionsgate energy from Sirius is distributed through the grids of the entire planet, and it upgrades all of humanity. But if you are on your spiritual path, if you are actively taking steps to align your life, if you are actively taking steps to improve yourself, improve your diet, improve your habits, align with a job that feels good to you, align with relationships that feel good to you, and letting go of toxic relationships and letting go of anything that feels toxic in your life, if you're on that spiritual path, then you receive all of these upgrades way more potently rather than someone who's just not awake yet and going about life on autopilot. People who are actively working on their spiritual path are going to be receiving these upgrades in a much more potent way. So, the first of all, I invite you to hold a sense of gratitude that you are awake right now. If you are awake and if you are even watching videos like this, that means you have an interest. You know that there's something greater than yourself, and you know that there are spiritual truths in higher dimensions that you have the ability to access. And you know that you have the power to be more than just a mere human. You have the power to be superhuman by merging with your higher self and activating your spiritual gifts and abilities. So then what happens is the galactics start sending people like you and me more potent energies because they want humanity to align. And this is what this whole whole episode is about. Now, another thing is in Mount Shasta, we saw the symbol of a beetle. We actually saw a beetle when we went to Mount Shasta. And when I connected with my guides and I asked, why is the beetle presenting itself? It happened many times. It was just a black beetle. I even took a picture. I'm not sure if I can find it. But there was a black beetle that appeared to us very prominently. And when I connected with my guides and I said, what is the symbolism of the black beetle? They said this is the symbol of Khepri, or the god known as in Egyptian mythology, known as Khepra or Khepri. And if you Google and look up images of this Egyptian god, you will see that in ancient mythology, this is the god of the morning sun, and he was represented as a human with the head of a scarab beetle. And Khepri was known as the god of abundance and manifestation. So our guides are telling us that this Lion's Gate is all about bringing in new codes of abundance and manifestation into planet Earth, which is why on August 8th, Lionsgate is on August 8th. So on August 7th and 8th, we were guided to offer a 2-day Lionsgate portal event, which is called Manifest Abundance and Wealth Using Your Merkaba. So this video is all about the Merkaba, and we're going to explore what is the Merkaba, how do you use it, how can it benefit you, and this is just an intro. We're going to have a very in-depth workshop to help you activate your Merkaba. And Eldora and myself, we've been working with our Merkaba over the past couple of years, and we've seen nothing but life-changing miracles. And last year, when we had the 2022 portal on February 22nd, 2022, it was also a very powerful, serious gateway. And in that portal, thousands of people attended. Like there was at least like 1,200 people who attended that first Merkaba event. And the kind of breakthroughs they had with their abundance, I'm going to read some of their breakthroughs later, but the kind of breakthroughs people have once they activate their Merkaba, it's just mind blowing. So we want our guidance is that right now humanity is being prepared for their next level of ascension, and we really need to start holding these intensive workshops where we teach light workers like yourself on how to activate and unleash the power of your Merkaba. So this is going to be a 2-day event, August 7th and 8th. It's online via Zoom, and you can find out the details. I have linked our webpage where you can find out all the details about this event. It's $222 if you just purchase this one event. And if you want to receive the current upcoming event and last year's event, we've discounted it at a very good rate. So just for $111, you can receive last year's Merkaba course as well, which is a $111 discount. So in this Merkaba course, we teach you that you are a creator being. You are divinity in human form. And we are all blessed with one of the most powerful gifts in this universe, which is our multidimensional Merkaba light body. So you can think of your Merkaba as an extension of your being. I'm going to show you a picture of what the Merkaba looks like. So this is what it looks like. So Merkaba is like a star tetrahedron. It's this is a 2D picture, but basically you'll have to picture two pyramids in 3D, one pointing up, which the upward pointing pyramid represents the sun, the energies of the sun, and the downward pointing pyramid connects with the energies of the earth. So in this workshop, we're going to be going deep into how to unlock the secrets of your Merkaba, because what's also happening right now in our planet is many people are struggling with finances. Our current financial system was designed by those who are rich, by those who want to retain power, and those who want to disempower us and feed off our energy to create more profits. And so the current financial system was designed with a flaw that it favors the rich and it disempowers those who are regular people like you and I. So what's happening right now, the galactics are sending energies, and this whole Lionsgate portal is about sending the energies of completely overhauling our abundance and manifestation techniques. And that means these energies that are going to come this Lionsgate onto planet Earth are going to help dismantle the old dysfunctional financial system that was taking power away from humanity. And they're also going to help us by putting us more in touch with the power of our quantum computer that resides within us. So the Merkaba, you can think of it as a quantum computer that can help you manifest and achieve anything you desire once you learn how to master it. So you have to learn the secrets of the Merkaba in order to learn how to activate it. And I'll show you a simple visualization technique shortly that'll help you connect with your own Merkaba. But there's so much to learn about the Merkaba that honestly, it'll probably be a lifelong thing, because this is just the first level of the Merkaba that we're teaching. The one that I showed you with two pyramids is just the first level of the Merkaba. After this, there's many advanced levels of the Merkaba which we haven't even tapped into. So the first level of the Merkaba that we help you activate allows you to fully leverage the law of attraction and the power of mind magic to attract more abundance into your life. And that's something many people are struggling with. If you're struggling with abundance or financial issues, just comment, let me know so I can get an idea how many people are in that boat. I'm definitely feeling the financial stress because even though we're doing well, but prices of everything are going up. Rent is so expensive. Cost of living is higher now than it's ever been before. So many people are feeling this right now, and the galactics are telling us that we have the power within our own minds. We have the power to shift things with our own minds, but in order to access these powers, we need to know how our multidimensional light body even works. So we're going to be teaching the keys of the abundance mindset, how you can start thinking like a millionaire, how you can start thinking like a billionaire, and know that whatever you wish to attract in your life can come into your life rather than feeling defeated. Um, with the Merkaba, you can also combine the power of your mind to bring in more wealth into your life. You can transform your life by, um, we're going to have a deep look into all of the areas where you still hold subconscious beliefs or any beliefs that are disempowering you or allowing you to feel small and becoming blocks to attracting more money and wealth in your life. So we're going to help you identify and get rid of all of these subconscious blocks. Then simply having a Merkaba is just a starting point, but every one of us has a Merkaba. It's not something that I can give to you. You were born with it. It's part of your anatomy, and that's something we teach as well. But in the fall of Atlantis, approximately 12,005 years ago, 12,500 years ago, in the fall of Atlantis, there was a huge cataclysmic event on Earth. And because of that, humanity fell in consciousness. And because of that event, I believe there was some Merkaba experimentation going on by negative ETs in Atlantis. And because of that Merkaba experimentation, they were doing it in a way that was not supported by the universal laws, and it caused an explosion in a synthetic Merkaba that they were creating. And that caused a lot of damage to our Merkabas. So currently, humanity has their Merkabas, but they're in a dormant state. They're not moving, they're not functioning. They may have many damaged parts in the light body. So one of the reasons we're holding these workshops is to help activate and repair your Merkaba. So that's going to be a big theme in the workshop, where we actually go and work with Metatronic light technicians, and we replace damaged crystals. We look at different aspects of the Merkaba and help you repair them. And once you repair your Merkaba, there's also other things like the spin ratio, the ratio that the top tetrahedron versus the downward tetrahedron. The spin ratio has to be spinning at a certain rate for it to be optimal. So we're gonna do a spin ratio alignment as well as a Merkaba axis alignment. So the axis of the Merkaba could also be thrown off. It could be wobbly, like it could be turned a bit to this side or this side. So we also have to do a repair of the axis alignment of the Merkaba. So once we do all of these powerful healing techniques with Metatronic light technicians, and I've done this over the last couple of years, I would say my Merkaba still hasn't reached its optimal efficiency. It's still vibrating somewhere between 75 to 80% operational. But there's, even with a dysfunctional Merkaba, I can tell you there were so many miracles that I was able to manifest that I cannot even begin to explain. And so my first experience with the Merkaba was I'm gonna, Janice, I've posted a link in the description of this video, so you can just click on the link for anyone who wants more details on the Lionsgate workshop on the Merkaba. So the first time I had my a very powerful astral travel experience with my Merkaba was in Florida, approximately 2 years ago. This was shortly before 222. On Shortly before February 2022, I was just lying in the room, and my guide said, I was meditating with my crystal. I had this crystal with me, and this is a very powerful crystal, by the way, for helping you activate your Merkaba. Um, I was meditating with this crystal, and suddenly these feline beings came in, and these feline beings were connecting with me and saying, they had been helping me for a couple of years with my Merkaba and helping myself and Eldora both repair our Merkabas and activate them. So we had activated our Merkabas, but we hadn't had any powerful out of body astral experiences with the Merkaba. So on that day in Florida, approximately a year and a half ago, what happened is I activated my Merkaba, and I started like traveling out of my body, and I was like, holy shit, this is more powerful than any astral travel I've done before. And before I was guided to like go any further, I was told by my guides to go back into my body and bring Eldora with me for this journey because we needed to experience this together. And then it became even more mind blowing because we both independently experienced the same astral travel, and we were able to verify the results of what happened. So I excitedly went to Eldora. I brought her in and I said, babe, like I'm connecting with these powerful feline beings. They're the ones who've been assisting us with our Merkaba. They're beings from Sirius B, by the way. And Sirius B is the home of these six-dimensional feline beings. Um, their their names, yeah, they told us their name was the White-Winged Lion Collective of Sirius B. So they're an angelic tribe. They literally, some of them have can take on the appearance like a lion or a lioness with wings, and they're extremely powerful, and they're pure light. Like they're ascended beings. They live in the sixth dimension, and what happened was we then when I brought Eldora back in, we both went on a journey, on an astral journey with our Merkabahs, and these beings were guiding us towards their home planet. So we went, they guided us to Sirius B, and we actually had like a three-dimensional, multi-dimensional experience of landing with our Merkabahs in Sirius B. And the next thing I know is we were greeted by this lion and lioness. They were humanoid looking, like they could stand. They were not all fours, but they had a lion face and a lioness face. And they introduced us as the priest and the priestess of the high priest and high priestess of Sirius B. And they had a huge mansion in a crystal cave on top of a mountain, and they actually gave us a tour of the whole place. And there was one time when Eldora and I were comparing notes later, and she was saying, I was saying they were welcoming us into their home, and Eldora was saying, yes, right now the moment I said they're welcoming us into the home, we were still in the astral journey then, and Eldora said yes. She confirmed that. She said the lady or the lioness was giving her a tour of the home and saying exactly the same thing at that time when I said they're welcoming us into their home. So it was so magical that we were literally like we were wearing a Google lens and seeing the same kind of images in our psychic perception. So eventually what happened is we departed. They gave us lots of gifts. They put some spiritual gifts inside our light body, which activated us even more. And they continued to work with us in the astral realms. And they've taught us many, many secrets since then on how to activate the Merkaba light body. I shouldn't say secrets because this is knowledge that has been kept secret from humanity to disempower us. But now people like myself, Eldora, like our mission is to share all of this knowledge with you. And we can't do that over YouTube or Facebook because it's not that casual. This kind of work requires concentrated work where you come up, you show up for yourself and we create very powerful healing chambers. We invite all of the beings, and then we start working with you. So there's so much coming right now with this Lion's Gate. So I want to go a bit deeper into what is the Merkaba and how can we connect with its power. So for those who missed the beginning part, I'm just going to share this image again, this diagram on what is the Merkaba. So the Merkaba is like a star tetrahedron. It's one three-sided pyramid pointing upwards and one three-sided pyramid pointing downwards. So let's start with the visualization. While I hold this diagram, I invite you to start with the visualization. Just I'll help you connect with this Merkaba with your Merkaba in this visualization. So just close your eyes and just take a few deep breaths. Place your hands on your heart and just take a few deep breaths into your heart. And allow your mind to start relaxing. Allow your body to start relaxing. You may want to sit down or lie down for this even if you want. You can visualize this as we go. So breathe into your heart and allow any tension or heaviness you're carrying to be lifted off you, and just see all of this tense or heavy energy going downwards towards your leg, and send a grounding cord. For ladies, it's from your sacral chakra. Send a cord of light all the way down to the center of the earth and connect with the earth star crystal in the middle. So imagine there's a huge, gigantic core crystal in the middle of the earth, and you're sending your cord of light sitting on top of the earth. Your cord of light is wrapping around this earth star crystal in the very center. For ladies, the grounding cord is from your sacral chakra. For men, this is from your root chakra. So take a few moments to ground, because before we start working with our Merkaba, we have to really strengthen our connection with our grounding. So send your cord of light wrapping around the crystal, and then once you feel like a connection with this crystal in the center of the earth, start pulling up some of the energy from the crystal. So it may come back in any color that feels good to you right now. Any color of the rainbow. Start pulling up this energy into your root, into your sacral, and allow it to flow through your central tube of light and into your aura. So you're bringing in energy from the core of the earth and sipping it up into your aura. This is a very powerful technique that we use to keep you stable and present in your body. And now, with your mind's imagination, imagine an upward pointing pyramid coming down towards you. So this upward pointing pyramid is coming from the sun, and it's coming down and around you. And just bring this three-sided pyramid around you, and it's about 1 foot above your head with its apex, and its base is just around your knees, as shown here. And now, so you'll feel this upward pointing pyramid around you just using your imagination, nothing fancy. And now with your imagination, bring another downward pointing pyramid down from the center of the earth. Bring it around your body until it rests just here. Its base is here and its downward point is just below your feet. Now start breathing in. As you're breathing in, connect with the sun. Connect with our sun, where the upward pointing pyramid came from, and bring in a golden light from the sun and bring it into the apex of this pyramid. Golden light from the sun is coming into the apex of the pyramid, and as the golden light from the sun is coming in, this pyramid slowly starts spinning clockwise. So it's from your left to your right. This upward pointing pyramid is slowly starting to spin. So you can do that with me. My Merkaba is already activating. It's getting excited. So start spinning your sun tetrahedron clockwise. And as you breathe in more and more, fill up the sun tetrahedron with all of the golden energy of the sun. It's like fueling the tetrahedron. So as you fill up the sun tetrahedron, it starts spinning faster and faster and faster until it becomes like 9/10 the speed of light and just becomes one, it looks like one solid, unmoving object. But it's spinning clockwise. But it's spinning so fast now that it feels like one solid object. And at the same time, with your grounding cord, how you sipped up energy from Mother Earth, pull up more of this energy from the great central crystal of Mother Earth and start filling it up in the downward pointing apex here. So energy from the earth is coming up and filling up the downward pointing pyramid. And as you're pulling up more and more, you start filling up the downward pointing pyramid and it starts spinning counterclockwise. So from your right to your left. So both pyramids are now spinning in opposite directions. Take a few moments to feel into this. And you don't have to use your mind so much to see how it's clockwise, counterclockwise. Just let it happen. Just command it to be so. Same Merkaba, activate at 9/10 the speed of light and just let it be. It happens on its own. Even if you don't visualize it, just feel it. So both start spinning at a very powerful rate, and you'll initially maybe just be able to visualize half of it. You'll initially maybe just feel it and not even be able to visualize it. But what happens is that by and by, as you practice this exercise daily, bringing in the sun energy and the earth energy and spinning both tetrahedrons opposite to each other, this process becomes one of the most powerful generators of energy I have ever come across. The Merkaba is one of the most powerful and potent generators of energy I have ever come across. And what does the Merkaba do? The top tetrahedron, which is pointing upwards, connects with the sun and it connects with the star system Sirius. And the bottom tetrahedron, so the top tetrahedron represents the masculine energy, and the bottom tetrahedron, pointing downwards, connects with the Earth and the Pleiades, and it represents the feminine energy. So the Sirius star system is more like a masculine dominated. It brings more of the technological aspects of spirituality, and the Pleiades, which is the downward pointing, which is the upward pointing tetrahedron, is sorry, the bottom tetrahedron, which is Pleiades, pointing downwards. I always get confused. Connects with the Pleiades, and the Pleiades is a feminine wisdom. The Pleiades is a feminine consciousness. So both Sirius and the Pleiades give us all of the wisdom of the divine masculine and divine feminine combined. And what the Merkaba does is helps balance all polar opposites within us. So let's say we hold the polar opposite of I want to be abundant, but I'm facing lack. So your lack is the opposite of your want, which is your want. You want abundance in your life. You want to attract more wealth. You want to attract more well-being. You want to attract powerful relationships and friendships. So your wants are the opposite of what you embody. So what the Merkaba does is it says, okay, the Merkaba is a quantum computer. So it looks at your desires that you speak into it, and it says, okay, this is what you want, and this is where you are. So it starts to get to work. It starts to, when the Merkaba is spinning in its optimal ratio and optimal configuration, it works with all the dimensions to bring you the opportunities that you need to manifest the commands that you have spoken into your Merkaba. And I'm not just saying this, this has happened again and again and again. I've manifested my business with my Merkaba. I've been able to double my income in a very short span of time. I've seen people who've literally been looking for jobs for months and after our Merkaba course literally got the offer of their dreams. I've seen people who spoke their ideal partner's attributes into their Merkaba and they manifested that relationship within months. So it's like there's no limitation to what your Merkaba can do for you. Like it's literally like a magic genie, but it's not that simple. It's not like if you say I want a loaf of bread, it'll appear in front of you. what you speak of, the commands you speak into your Merkaba have to be believable by your mind. So if your mind believes that you can have a loaf of bread out of thin air, but if your mind really believes that, then you will be able to manifest that. I'm not there yet. However, when you start off with very small, simple commands. Like you're looking for a parking spot, your Merkaba will open up the parking spot for you. You're looking for added boost of energy and confidence in your job interview. Your Merkaba will help clear your anxiety. So when you start small and you start to see the results of your Merkaba working right before your eyes, your confidence level in your Merkaba grows. And as your confidence level grows, the Merkaba's powers amplify, and then you can use it for bigger and bigger things. Now, the Merkaba is made up of three smaller words, which are Mer. Mer means light. So the two counter-rotating pyramids, which are spinning at close to the speed of light, that's what we mean by the Mer part. That's the light body. So those pyramids are your light, an extension of your light body. It's actually, the Merkaba can be thought of as a sentient being. It doesn't have a personality, but it's actually self-aware. The Ka part of the Merkaba refers to the individual Ka. In light language, Ka means spirit. So the Ka part of the Merkaba refers to your own spirit, and the Ba part of the Merkaba refers to the physical. So it's like the light body, Mer, the spirit body, Ka, and the physical body, Ba, Merkaba. So in other words, the Merkaba is the vehicle that helps the physical, which is the Ba, merge with the spirit, which is the Ka, and ascend into the light, which is the Mer. Did I say that right? Okay, let me say that again. The Merkaba is the vehicle that helps the Ba, which is your physical, merge with the Ka, which is your spirit, and ascend into the light. So it's Merkaba is your vehicle of ascension. And it's not just there to help you ascend, it's there to help you organize your life and assist you and bring opportunities and magic and flow into your life in everything that you need to get aligned with the life of your dreams. So there's a lot you can do with your Merkaba. So another thing I wanted to share with you guys is that 49 days after conception, 8 cells appear inside the womb, and it looks something like this. The first 8 cells to be formed inside the womb actually form the shape of a Merkaba. How cool is that? Right? So these are known as the Genesis cells. These are known as the Genesis cells. So imagine conception has taken place, and after conception, what happens? The sperm goes into the ovaries and fertilizes the ovaries, and then the ovary starts producing a new cell by combining the masculine and the feminine energy. And that cell, first there's one cell, then it splits into 2, then 4, and then 8. When it forms 8, these 8 cells are the first 8 cells of your genetic makeup. And these 8 cells actually reside in the base of your spine even today. These 8 cells are immutable, which means they never change. And these 8 cells contain the entire history of your soul intact within the Merkaba field. So these 8 cells, known as the Genesis cells, reside at the base of your spine between your tailbone and your first spinal column. And when I was going through my back pain, I was being shown that because I'm a walk-in, I merged with a higher aspect of myself from a higher dimension. I was told that my back pain is because my Genesis cells are being reprogrammed. So for me, that back pain really meant like a reprogramming and restructuring of who I am at my core. But normally what happens is these Genesis cells, they form the sacred geometry and contain the life pattern of your entire life. So they hold the frequency of all the possible timelines that you can attract within this lifetime. So if you, they pretty much contain the blueprint of your soul. So if you know how to work with the blueprint of your soul, you can actually do so much. Most people are not even aware of the blueprint of your soul, and that's something we're going to help you get in touch with. So when you learn how to work with these Genesis cells and how to reprogram the blueprints of your soul and activate dormant potentials that you did not have access to before you knew about your Merkaba, you start to expand at a much faster rate than before, and you have access to much more power from the universe. So you can command things to come to you. And one of the benefits of the Merkaba is that it speeds up your spiritual growth. So in my case, this became very evident since I was working with the Merkaba over the past couple of years. My spiritual growth, my ability to learn new concepts, and my ability to thrive in my projects was greatly amplified just by using the power of my Merkaba. I program my Merkaba and I speak commands into it every single day. It's become like my best friend, and it can help activate superpowers within you, the power of your mind that you did not think was humanly possible. Um, the Merkaba also activates your divine guidance. So just by using your Merkaba, just by calling upon it every day, what it does is strengthen your higher guidance from your team of guides. And this is one of the most powerful things that can happen to you, because when I started getting more guidance in my life, that's when I really started to pay attention to, oh my God, this is a distraction. I'm going to put this away, and this is going to, I need to pay more attention to these things that are going to bring me more success or align me with the life that I'm looking for, align me with all my goals. So this inner guidance system really started helping me navigate where I was wasting time in my life, and what like addictions or patterns or bad habits I needed to let go of. And I also found that there was a lot more spiritual willpower I had at my disposal just by using the Merkaba. So I felt more easy to go through these challenges rather than um, most people feel overwhelmed by spiritual challenges, but once you start using your Merkaba, it's like accessing a whole new supercomputer that you didn't even know was there at your disposal. So the Merkaba can be used to open up new portals of communication with your spirit guides. The Merkaba really raises your vibration like crazy, like nothing I've ever experienced before. I use the Merkaba every single morning, like the exercise I just went through with you guys. You can do that every single morning, where you visualize the sun tetrahedron, the earth tetrahedron, and they're both spinning opposite to each other. If you do that exercise, if you do that visualization, bringing in the sun and earth energy, for those who came late, just go to the beginning part of this video where we did a guided meditation with the Merkaba. And if you do that guided meditation on a daily basis, um, there are some days where you wake up with anxiety, you wake up feeling like defeated before the day's even started, and you're feeling like, oh my God, I don't even want to get out of bed because life's problems seem too overwhelming, or your body's just exhausted even after a full night's sleep, or you're feeling all these ascension energies and they're bringing up yucky emotions. So the Merkaba can actually help you fast forward through that. The Merkaba raises your vibration like nothing I've experienced before. And the counter, the clockwise and counterclockwise spin of the Merkaba helps you really, uh, if there's any negative emotions, it just transmutes them and sends them down. And it infuses you with the sun's positive energy. So the earth tetrahedron really acts like a sucking force of the negative energies and transmutes them into light. And the sun tetrahedron brings in more downloads, more clarity, more wisdom, more connection with your higher self. And Um, so by the time I get out of bed after doing this exercise for 10 minutes, all I have to do is visualize the Merkaba and command it to release my anxiety and replace it with clarity, focus, enthusiasm, and all the good stuff that I want. So I fill my aura with all of these goodies, and then when I jump out of bed, I literally feel like a new person. Um, Merkaba is one of the most powerful spiritual protections out there. So once you activate your Merkaba, once you learn how to work with it is hands down one of the most powerful spiritual protections I've ever found. I still do various kinds of shielding because I do like an aura protection where I create like a 1 inch thick layer of golden light around my aura. Then I do Maharic shielding, which is another technique we taught at the New Earth Mystery School. And then I also activate my Merkaba daily for protection. And for protection, I commanded to Merkaba make me invisible, unreachable, and undetectable to any frequencies less than love. And um, if your Merkaba is not working, if it's like out of alignment, if its spin ratio is not optimal, these are all the things we're going to help you repair in our upcoming Lionsgate workshop. And the details are in the link in the description of this video. So once you correct all the spin ratios and alignment and the damaged parts of the Merkaba, it becomes extremely powerful. And it's one of the most powerful spiritual protections out there. Merkaba can help you bring more abundance and prosperity into your life. It's like a quantum computer that literally moves things around in the higher dimensions. And if you want a dream job, it'll align you with your dream job. However, I must say the caveat here is that sometimes as humans, we don't realize that if I want to align with my dream job, sometimes what the universe or the Merkaba will do is get me fired from my current job. So don't be surprised if sometimes you start working with your Merkaba, and this happened to me myself, so I'm relating that to you. Don't be shocked if something seemingly bad happens to you, because the way it works is that I was at the end of a computer career. I was a software developer for 12 years, and began to really resent my job because it was so masculine dominated, and it was just logic, and there was no breathing room. It was like long hours, and there was so much politics at work. So I began to really feel suffocated because as a light worker, I was very much empathic, and my awakening had begun. This was around 2016, and I had activated my Merkaba. I was experimenting with it, and I programmed my Merkaba to align me with the life of my dreams, which is where I am now, like 7 years later. So everything that I am living today is what I had programmed into my Merkaba 7 years ago. But the first thing that happened when I programmed my Merkaba to align with the life of my dreams is that I was still in a contract job, and I had sent this command to align with my dreams. And on Monday morning when I went to work, my boss literally called me into the office and she said, "We're ending your contract after I had worked there for 2 years or so." And they said, suddenly out of the blue, they said, "We're ending your contract." I'm like, oh shit. Like I felt so defeated. I'm like, what the hell? I didn't want to lose this job. How am I going to pay my bills? And when I told Eldora this, I went home and I was so defeated. I'm like, babe, you won't believe what happened. My contract ended. And she said, "Well, it's time to celebrate. Isn't that what you asked for?" And that was like a showstopper for me. It was like, what? What did you just say? Yes, this is exactly what I had asked for. What am I thinking? This is my Merkaba and the universe aligning me with my wish. So sometimes you may think that I want my dream boyfriend, or I want my dream partner. That's fine. But sometimes your current relationship, which may not be going well, sometimes it may become more intense. You may start arguing more until it comes to an head and you realize you have to dissolve it. Because that's always step one, dissolving and letting go of what's non functional. You have to be able to surrender. So sometimes the whole point here is sometimes when you ask your Merkaba for something that is life altering, prepare for your life to be altered and don't be like, oh my God, why did this happen? Always trust and surrender to the universe, knowing that whatever is being released from your life is exactly what you asked for. You have to let things go in order for something better to come. And finally, how we mentioned the Merkaba can literally help you astral travel to higher dimensions, connect with higher angelic beings, and bring down powerful information that will guide you through life. So these are very tangible things that you can do with your Merkaba. And we're going to go into a lot more detail. I'm looking at the comments here. Lisa, Stephanie, Craig, hello. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. So many beautiful people I can see. Thank you all for being here. So, just to um, recap, just to end things off, this was just a high level overview of what is your Merkaba, how does it work, what are its benefits, and whatnot. But to really get in depth into accessing and unlocking the power of your Merkaba, and specifically how to attract more wealth and abundance in your life using your Merkaba, which is one of the specialties of the Merkaba. Um, we're going to be holding a 2-day event on August 7th and 8th, and the details are at eldoransiman.love, which is ELDORAANDSIMAN.love. And you can see our upcoming featured event called Attract Wealth and Abundance Using Your Merkaba. It's going to be from 6 to 10 p.m. Eastern, both on August 7th and August 8th, online via Zoom. And if you plan to attend, you're going to have some powerful breakthroughs. Let me share some of the breakthroughs that previous people had. Like we held an event like this last year as well, where we just focused on the basics of the Merkaba. We highly recommend that you purchase both our upcoming workshop as well as last year's event, because last year's event was giving you the framework on how to activate and repair the Merkaba, which we will kind of give you a refresher on. But to really take advantage of this course, we would like you to cover the basics first with last year's event, and then come into this event with some knowledge already, knowing how to work with your Merkaba, so you can focus more on the attracting wealth and abundance part. So Helen, who attended last year's event, she said, the energy is intense throughout my body. And for the first time since childhood, I astral traveled. I have been unlocking all forms of abundance in my life, and I could feel all the negative energies leaving from my body. Sharon, who attended last year's Merkaba event, shared, this event was life changing for me. I've been looking for a new job for months, and 3 days after this course, I got a new job paying much more than my current job. And I've been single for years, and today I was drawn to someone. We ended up swapping numbers, and it feels like everything is changing for the better. And then Danielle said, since 2/22/22 Merkaba activation, which was February 2nd, 2022, we manifested $30,000. My husband has manifested a new career, and we created 3 new friendships with people we've been longing for. Our happiness is on full tilt, and my husband and I are in a state of love and bliss daily. So these are just a few examples, like based on hundreds of such emails and letters and comments from all directions that we've received from the thousands of beautiful light workers who attended our workshop last year. And this year, we're going to take it up one notch higher. And for those who've been working with their Merkabas, kudos to you. And for those who are new to the Merkaba, you technically don't need to know anything to come into the Lionsgate event. You can come in without any prior knowledge, and we will hold your hand, review the basics with you, and then take you to the next level. And it's going to be a game changer. Honestly, I'm sharing this with you from my heart, because I want every single light worker to have access to the kind of technologies that have helped me transcend life's challenges. I don't, I, that's a big thing to say. I haven't transcended life's challenges, but it's one of the most powerful tools in my toolbox to overcome some of the common life challenges. Like anytime I have emotional anxiety, I use my Merkaba. Anytime I want more guidance, I use my Merkaba. Anytime I want to manifest or create a new project, I program it into my Merkaba. So it's literally become like my quantum magic genie. And I wish for you to try this and experience this for yourself. So I love you. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll connect with you guys soon. Thank you so much. Sending you guys so much love. Take care.